Now on Picks and Parlays Power Hour, it is time to talk some NFL, and not just some NFL, the NFL game of the season. We're talking Super Bowl Sunday, Sean Higgs, Chiefs and Eagles. Eagles favored in this one at -5.5, total at 50.5. Listen, Mahomes, though, is going to square off against an intense pass rush. Hurts, though, is saying, hey, pick your poison. I can run, I can throw. We've got the ability to shut you down defensively. So tell me, initially, where are your thoughts on Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, and actually, I seen this just kind of went to a two in a couple spots. A little tick up there on Philly
Mhm.
to two. Uh, I, Now I have a side posted on the sites, so you have to go get my best play, and I've had a good NFL season at 63% or whatever. But I'm gonna go with KC here. Now it's easy to say, oh, they have no wide receivers. Well, the only guy not playing is Hartman. He's out. He's on the
Mhm.
injured list. Tony's gonna play. Juju's playing. I still have Kelsey. This is not, people think this is some kind of barren team where they're gonna wheel Mahomes out there like he's uh, whoever. Brock Purdy last week, or like looking terrible 2 weeks ago. I got Kansas City in a pick 'em, and again, that's where it should be. Philly all season, fabulous. Like
Mhm.
could have been an undefeated team if they had a healthy quarterback. I have rest with Andy Reid, who off of bye week is phenomenal, straight up. And again, I don't have to worry about covering spreads now because I'm a dog here. So I think I have a better head coach. I think the quarterback, I mean, say what you want. I think he's better. I mean, he's experienced in the spot. That's a big edge for me, I think, in the Super Bowl. On the flip side, that hurts. As good as he's been, he's looked a little rusty the last couple weeks. He hasn't really had a play. I mean, the Giant game at the end of the season was a scrimmage. Like he was just kind of like going
Mhm.
through. He didn't play there in the playoffs. He had a blowout. He didn't have to do much there. Then the Niner game, we saw that played out. Here's your back to the wall now. You're gonna have teams that's ready for you. Are you 100%? Granted, nobody's 100%,
Yeah.
but I know what I'm going to get out of Mahomes. I've seen him hurt in the Super Bowl, still kind of run around and make plays. And again,
Mhm.
the Philly defense, fabulous. I can't badmouth the team with 70 sacks on the year. But on the flip side, that Kansas City didn't do too bad on the defense side. Rushing a pass against the ball. But money line, I got a Super Bowl winning head coach. I got a Super Bowl MVP
Mhm.
quarterback. And I got a team that, as much as I thought Philly was disrespected coming into the NFC Championship game, people were all high on the Niners and their quarterback. I think there's zero respect for Kansas City here. I mean, I get the line flipping from one to Philly, sure,
Mhm.
but I've heard nobody talk about the Chiefs. I just hear about how nobody's playing for the Chiefs, and Philly's greasing up the
But I
their
feel like a
post.
lot of that too is a lot of people saying, like Kansas City seems like an old storyline because they've been there, done that so many times. It feels like we're always talking about them. So maybe that's why it seems like there's just so much more coverage and the storyline revolving around the Eagles and especially Jalen Hurts. But Patrick Mahomes being a quarterback that you can hurt his ankle, you can take away some of his
There's
receivers
just
that
so
might be injured. You can't count him out in these big games. And Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but here's where I think the Eagles could get themselves in trouble. The Eagles have had a ton of hot starts this season, especially at home. Those first and second quarters, they've been dominant, but you can't let off the gas against a team like the Chiefs. And I think that's going to be maybe one of the biggest factors they have to watch out for in this one.
I was doing a show with Ross Benjamin today, and we are talking some props, and he was mentioning a Mahomes prop. Philly has only allowed one 300-yard pass run this season, believe it or
Mhm.
not. Which is, I was like, wow, that's kind of amazing considering
Yeah.
as much as they jump out to big leads, right? The second half, no one's scoring. It's not
Mhm.
the prevent defense isn't preventing anything
Right.
because nobody's putting up, which is now it's some of the quarterbacks who play. They aren't Mahomes. Dak put up 300, which I think
Mhm.
Dak's pretty an upper echelon quarterback. People might not think he is, but I think he's better than Daniel Jones and Tyler Henneke and some of these guys that the Eagles defense have faced. But you're exactly 100% right. This is a team that's been to the Super Bowl, multiple
Mhm.
Super Bowls, multiple championship games. They have you can't sleep on this team here. Not
Yeah.
not one bit. I mean, I'd say I think we're gonna have a good game. There's a lot of storylines here. You got the Mahomes. Oh my goodness, he's the next Tom Brady. You have Hurts is like, hi, I'm a not even a first round pick. Here I am. I was benched for two or whatever. Right? I mean, like whatever he happened with him down there. And then you have Andy Reid against his old team. You have Philly versus old Philly guy. Kelsey, it's a fun Super Bowl, but all I'm hearing is that, oh, Kansas City's not healthy. It's not going to be a good game.
Hey, let's not forget, there are some great storylines, but let's not forget Philadelphia. Be careful. Also thinking you have this one locked away if it does happen to be a strong first half, because the Niners had a little bit of struggle with that one with the giant comeback a couple years back from the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs fans, they travel well, ladies and gentlemen. I was at that Super Bowl, and that place was rocking like it was Arrowhead Stadium. So Sean likes the Kansas City Chiefs. He's saying pick them on the money line early here for Super Bowl Sunday. Don't forget to get the rest of what Sean thinks about Super Bowl Sunday. Head over to our website, picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code SUPER. It'll save you 25% off. Like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We are live, Picks and Parlays Power Hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much, Sean.
Anytime.